I ain't taking the thorn out, but I'm going to give you everything you need to go through it, to deal with it. I'm going to give you power over it. And that may be your answer. But if that is your answer, it is sufficient.
That's right.
That's right, amen.
It is what you need. And so I want to try to wrap this up. Listen, I believe we don't see God move in our lives more because we are a faithless generation, just like he said to them. I think that we give up too easy. I think that we quit too easy. I think we've got it in our minds that was for then, not for now. Whatever it is that we do, I think we are a faithless generation. And Jesus said to this faithless generation, I think he may be saying to us too, how long am I going to put up with this? If you're not going to believe, then I can't act. If you're not going to believe, I can't work. How long am I going to put up with this? And we need to decide, are we going to believe him or are we not? We have to be like that man who brought his son. We have to bring our problem. We have to bring our issue. We have to bring whatever it is that we need help with and bring it to him. And we have to believe that he will help because, as this man said, have compassion on us. The Bible already told you he has compassion on you. So we have to come to him and know that he has compassion. And we have to be like that man. When God says if you believe all things are possible, we have to admit to God, I do believe. But sometimes I have unbelief. Sometimes I doubt. And if we can do that, like that man did, then God can work. Jesus began to work at that point. But remember this, when he begins to work, so does the devil.
That's right.
It may get worse before it gets better. Just like the devil, he started tearing at that boy and throwing him on the ground and doing all that before it got better. But remember, once Jesus spoke it, it had to go. It might have went hard. It might have went with pain, but it had to go. And once it was gone, it was Jesus who took that boy and stood him back on his feet. And he will do the same thing for you. But you've got to remember, it's not always like that.
That's right.
It may take prayer. It may take fasting. But God will work. And I can guarantee you that because the Bible said God will work.
That's right.
He will move. And when it gets to where it looks like nothing's happening and it looks like no answer is coming, be like that man who was knocking on his neighbor's door. You just determine within yourself, I ain't going away until you answer. And stay there and knock and knock and knock until you get an answer. Whether that answer be the way you wanted it, the way you thought it should be, or whatever, wait for God's answer.
That's right.
As I said, God just gave me this as we gathered for prayer here this morning. And I have to believe it's because somebody or somebody's here needed this. If it's you, you take it and you apply it to your life. God don't send these things just because he likes to hear me talk. He sends them for a reason. He wants to tell you, whoever you are, that is dealing with something, I hear you, I see you, I want to help you. Here's what you need to do in order for me to help you.
Right.
So if that's you, take it and do with it what God has told you to do. Isn't he an amazing God?
Amen.
Isn't he an awesome God?
Yes.
He came down here this morning to this little ragtag bunch of people sitting out in the middle of nowhere who had some problems, and he decided, I'm going to go by there this morning and I'm going to tell them what to do about it. What a God we serve.
Amen.
Isn't he something?
Yes, Lord.
Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with what he's told you? I would advise you, you better take it and do with it what he told you to do with it, because we might be hearing what that crowd heard. How long am I going to put up with you? You won't listen. You won't do what I say. You won't act on my word. Why should I bother?
That's right.
That's it. That's what God has given me.